Hello and welcome to Trading 5 Talents. In today's video, I'm going to give my final verdict on the weekly options list. Now, if you don't remember what this website is, let me just go through it really quickly. And basically, it is a website that offers an algorithm curated list of the best puts to sell each week. So the list generates a collection of cash secured put ideas that expire that Friday, so within 1 week, and you just enter those trades Monday morning, and then ideally those puts would expire worthless. So again, this is the first half of the wheel. This list is made available on Saturdays for the following week, and it is a membership-based list. I am in no way affiliated with this list at all. I met the developer on Twitter, and I just wanted to give her my honest assessment of it. I've been very profitable with it. And so, of course, I have been recommending it the past several weeks. And so this week's video is just a culmination of all of those reviews and of all the data that I've collected these past few weeks. All right, so here's the win rate for the past 5 weeks. The first week, as you may have seen in my video, was 7 out of 10. And the way that I'm describing a winner is if the option expired worthless. So I let all these options, at least the ones that I've been purchased or the ones that I've been selling, I've let them expire worthless as per the rules on the website. But of course, you can exit them at any time. I chose the top 10 based on my filter set. And so that first week, 10 trades were made and 7 of them expired worthless. 3 of them would have been assigned. Week 2 out of 10, 8 of them expired worthless. Week 3, 6 out of 10 expired worthless. Week 4, now there's only 9 here, and I believe this was because I censored YNDX, which was a Russian-based company that was no longer tradable on Robinhood. So I took that off, and so 7 out of 9 expired worthless. And then this week, week 5, 10 out of 10. Now let's take a look at what happened this week. All right, here we are in week 5, and let's zoom in. So this is the week starting March 14, and of the filter set that I chose, these are the top 10 picks. The top ranked cash secured puts, here are the ticker symbols, and then once again, as of last week, I started tracking the stock and the option prices. So the put strike price that's recommended here is in column C. The chance of profit based on Monday's opening is here. And this is roughly related to the delta value. Last week's close. So this is what would have been in the numbers of the weekly options list. And then the actual open Monday morning. And then all the closing prices are listed here. So let's take a look at some of these. PDD, BILI, NIO, LI, and then XPEV. These are all Chinese-based stocks. At least for me, immediately, I would not be trading these come Monday. One of the reasons, and it's similar to the appearance of Russian-based stocks a few weeks ago with RSX, YNDX, because of the geopolitical situation over in Europe, I stayed away from the Russian-based stocks, and I know that there is some affiliation with China and Russia, and I didn't know how that would play out, so I thought I'm just going to stay away from all of these Chinese-based recommendations. Nothing against the stocks themselves. I just didn't want a black swan event to happen and me hold these stocks. So that's why I stayed away from them. And indeed, Monday morning, look at what happened. Monday morning, I set the delta filter to negative 0.3. So that should have been about a 70% chance of profit. But Monday morning, they open up, below 70%, 64, 62. This one stayed up at 73, but here 62%, XPEV 61. So there was a huge gap down over the weekend. So last Saturday, I thought I'm probably not going to enter these on Monday morning. That suspicion was correct, and then we'll see what happened throughout the rest of the week. The one that I did choose to enter was AMC, 1250 strike price. I was already in a similar trade with Mara. I think my strike price was $22. And you can see the opening on Monday morning. All of these numbers are red. Because there was a gap down. There was a gap down in PDD from 32 down to 26, from 19 down to 15. So even here from 1999 down to 1958. So there was a gap down in all of the stocks, and then that means there's a gap up in all of the premium prices. So you can see the premium jumped from 0.79 to 258, from 0.64 to 207. So again, I would not have entered these stocks that had a less than 70% chance of profit. So going from Monday all the way through Friday, we can see this divergence here in the spark lines. As the stock price goes up, the premium prices go down. Stock goes up, premium goes down. All of these, all 10 of them, were winners. So had you entered these trades at the beginning of the week, all these Chinese-based stocks, you would have made some really nice premiums based off of these trades. But I would not have known that the prices would have spiked up in the middle of the week. So let me show you how that looked like in the middle of the week right now. So 14th, March 14th was the beginning of the week. So you can see from last Friday, which was here, the gap down Monday morning. So that was that huge gap. That was the spike in premium prices that dropped the percent chance of profit to down to the mid 60s. But then you could see a recovery Monday morning. Throughout the week, it started going back down. And then this happened right here on the 15th. So 15th to the 16th, Tuesday to Wednesday of the trading week, huge gap up. Huge. And then it went up a little, gap down, and then it came back up. So this is why there would have been a huge ROI for these Chinese-based stocks, because all of them followed this similar pattern: gap down and then a gap up. So again, that, hindsight's 2020. We would not have known that that would have happened. So we never entered the trades. Okay, bottom line, 100% winners here, including the one that I actually entered. If you want a copy of this spreadsheet, just if you want to track your options over the week, I'll leave a link down in the description. I'm not maintaining this in any way. I'm not adding new features to this, just because I was only using it for this weekly options list review. All right, let's go back to the final verdict. All right, week 5, I just showed you 10 out of 10 trades, so 100% win rate. So that gives us a grand total of 49 trades. 38 of them have been winners, so 77.5% win rate based on these last 5 weeks of the weekly options list. So how am I choosing the stocks based on this list? Because there are over 3,000 on the list. And so here are the best filters that I have found work in my case. First of all, I put in a $5,000 limit because that's what I'm going to be using to open these trades. You can put in whatever you want. So there is a place on the weekly options list website to enter your limit. 5,000 was mine. I wanted the premiums over $25. Originally it was 15. But what I found is if there's a significant gap down, a lot of them go down to like $4 or $3. And so it gets really low. So I wanted to have a little more of a cushion. And so I raised it to $25 premiums. Greater than 2% ROI. And then this is new, is the delta filter on the weekly options list. So I set that to be greater than negative 0.3. Again, that should translate to about 70% chance of profit. And then greater than 10% out of the money. So this is your strike price that is further out of the money than the current share price. So I wanted that to at least be 10%. And then, of course, no earnings. So this will really cull that list down quite significantly. And I just choose the top 10 because they're based on rank. So I choose the top 10 and I choose just the first strike price per ticker symbol. So those first 10, that's what I make my watch list based out of. And then Monday morning, I'll decide which ones I'm actually going to enter. So to answer another question regarding my previous positions by using this list, let me show you how those turned out. Okay, so back here, the very first time I used this list, I traded AAL, expired worthless. Second week, I traded AAL again, expired worthless. Third week, I traded 2 of them, BRCC, it expired worthless, and then OPEN. that one got assigned. And you can see if I highlight this one, you can see I got assigned. It was not a winning trade. I got assigned at the $7.50 strike price, and the current stock price was $6.88. So what happened with OPEN? So I got assigned OPEN on 3/4. So on March 4th is when I got assigned. So let's see what happened with this stock since then. Okay, so going back to March 4th, go down to here. So March 4th would have been right here. All right, so this is when I would have been assigned. You can see that the stock went down and then it came back up. Here we are at 762 close. So during this week, as it was increasing, I sold cash secured puts for the following week at 750. I did have one that expired worthless, and then I sold another one. And as it started increasing this past week, right here, you can see a huge gain. I sold my second cash secured put for a loss because I just wanted to capitalize on the stock gains. I did that right about here, and it only went up to, I don't know what was the highest, 850. And I think I actually closed out my position at 808. And I just broke even. So I got all my cash back. I did not lose any money on the second covered call, but I did gain money on the first covered call. So overall, open was assigned to me using the weekly options list, but I was able to, one, sell a covered call to complete the wheel, and secondly, exit the position completely by selling the stock outright. I entered BRCC, and that was also assigned to me. You can see from here, that was not a winning trade. So the closing price was just about 5 cents underneath my assigned price of $16.50. So what happened with BRCC and how did I get out of that? I was assigned on 311. Come back here and go to BRCC. So right here is where I was assigned. You can see that it increased just the following Monday, and I just exited the stock position. I didn't even sell any covered calls on it. I just wanted my cash back so I could re-enter a new trade for that same week. So I got assigned on Saturday, and then I sold my stock Monday morning, and then I entered a cash secured put, which was the AMC for this week, and that also expired worthless. So after 5 weeks, assigned twice, got out of both of them just by selling the stock outright, and I'm not bag holding any of these stocks that were recommended by the weekly options list. So I hope that answers the question of what to do if you are assigned. 1, you sell covered calls, or 2, you just wait till the stock increases back to your break even, and then you just sell them, and now you're back in cash. So that's what happened to me in these past 5 weeks. The final verdict, do I recommend this service? And the short answer is yes, and I have been recommending it for the past several weeks. In total, I've made $351 in the past 5 weeks using less than, I think it's less than $2,000 total in collateral each week. And what I do is I check the list over the weekend because it refreshes Saturday morning. And then I make a watch list using any filters that you feel are good for your trading style. I already gave my list of filters that I use. So make a watch list using your filters, enter those trades Monday morning that fit your criteria. So anything that's on your watch list over the weekend may not be the best trade come Monday morning. You want to make sure that you look at your probabilities of profit. You want to make sure that your premiums are still acceptable. And you want to make sure that your strike price is far enough away from the current stock price for your liking. So just because you make a watch list, well, first of all, just because it's on the list doesn't mean it's the best trade. Just because it's on your watch list after going through your filters doesn't mean it's the best trade come Monday morning. There's a lot of things that can happen over the weekend. As you saw this past week, there was a huge gap down in those Chinese stocks. So just make sure that you're monitoring Monday morning and you're not just entering blindly. Make sure it still fits your criteria for your trades. And if you don't have criteria, then I would highly suggest that you practice and you find out what those criteria are. The other thing I'd like to mention is that I let all of my cash secured puts expire worthless. In all honesty, I don't normally do that. I only did it to test this service. Normally what I would do is I would exit at 90% max profit for these cash secured puts, especially if it's, far away from my strike price. Anywhere from 75 to 90% is when I'm exiting. And the reason I do so is because it frees up my money sooner. I'm fine with just leaving a few bucks on the table. I would rather not have a few dollars than run the risk of a black swan event happening Friday and me being assigned stocks when I could have exited for that full premium and had my cash back for another trade. If I'm going to still use this service, which I plan on doing, I'm going to start exiting for a profit. I'm not going to let them go until expiration. So again, leave a comment down below if you have questions or find me on Twitter at Trading5Talents. And don't forget to click on the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you can catch all of the updates of not only different reviews of different options picking services, but also how I use the wheel strategy and options trading for lifestyle trading to pay off things like my Tesla Model 3. In the meantime, trade wisely and take care.